Well, global engagement for JCU is around about building strategic partnerships throughout the world and targeting particular countries, particular institutions to develop very deep and broad partnerships.
There was a discussion in our team about internationalization of social work curriculum and of course the university agenda related to the tropical agenda, So it was in that context we were trying to explore possibilities of international collaboration. And of course, since I come from India and the Kerala is my hometown, that's where we developed that partnership.
The link between James Cook University and DePaul Institute is critical for us, that our strategic intent as set out for the university is about a brighter future for life in the tropics worldwide through graduates and discoveries that make a difference. So the connection with Kerala is critical.
And one of the things that we're about to do, which I believe is very innovative, is we're going to go there and initiate the recording or capturing of their lecture series. If our students can access their subjects through online content and vice versa, then I think we'll be establishing in many ways a new model for the cross-institute, potentially dual degree types of programs and so on.
When we talk about cross-cultural communication and understanding, one thing that comes to my mind is just about the respect, about the culture, the place where we are visiting, the people with whom we are interacting. And I think that basic attitude to be learning and to be open to be learning, and I think that's what is more important. Of course, you can read many textbooks, we can attend many trainings, but at the end of the day, what really matters is that openness and willing to learn. What is the food like? How do I communicate? What is the meaning of namaste, for example? How do I say good morning to a person?
Beautiful, fantastic. Great train ride, lovely. James, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you? Through this global engagement, see, these days we say the whole world is a village. Though we physically we live far away from one another, but virtually actually we have come closer and closer.
This next year I want to send links to some of your students to look at our courses, because then we want to survey them and see, well, is it understandable? Does it work for them? The first goal I have is to initiate student exchange. I want your students to come to us. I want my students to come to you. He's going to start setting up lights. We'll start at 10 o'clock.
Full intensity.
What you presented yesterday, I think, is the best place to start. We're filming our first installment of Mahesh Ganguly's lecture series on animation. We're going to be experimenting today with his style of delivery and the best way to capture it. So in contrast to the way we normally capture lectures, which is a very static set and scene, this will have a much more dynamic quality to it. This will be a very interesting shoot because I think it gives us the chance to try some new approaches, possibly handheld camera work, a few different angles. We're going to be experimenting with the lighting in the background, so I'm pretty excited about today, basically.
That will be more clear for the audience, how we can do, and delays in the acting.
Mahesh, Principles of Animation, take one.
We're here to work with students and to work with staff and basically set up an exchange of information is what we're calling it. So sharing lecture material, sharing resources, sharing people hopefully in the future. I guess I thought that it would be maybe difficult in terms of like language and in terms of culture to adjust to this place and to work within this environment, but it hasn't been that at all. It's been quite easy and everyone's been really accommodating. So what we've been trying to achieve, the people we've met have really taken that on and they seem to want to achieve the same kind of thing. Since we got here, we've produced the greater part of a lecture series with a lecturer here on animation principles. And we've also spent a lot of time working with students and showing them how we do what we do, and working with them and seeing how they work as well, and being really impressed by the work that they're producing and their work ethic and how excited they are to work in the video industry, which is what myself and my team work in, and it's just really invigorating to see that.
Please, just so I can get a sound test.
The first engagement with School of Creative Arts, they gave me a small plugin which was mailed through David Salisbury's email, which was given to me, and we had a teleprompter, which when we were having our native language script Malayalam, which we were trying to just get the compatibility on the teleprompter, which is usually otherwise only for English language. And that small plugin which was sent from Australia really helped us, and actually that was the first time that we had our teleprompter in native language very successfully being used with a small plugin that changed the way how we did our broadcast through our teleprompter, just like in any other industry.
If you want to make it a little bit more relaxed, you can always play it through, and as soon as he stops talking, just stop it, and that's probably a good place.
This can also include
Play it further back.
before coming to a second stop.
Media is same everywhere, but the cultural understanding through media makes it much more responsible as far as the media production is concerned, and makes more worthwhile globally.
In my life is that music has been really sort of a kind of an interesting doorway to different cultures, and particularly when you expressed an interest in somebody else's culture, it's amazing how many times you'll find this almost wholehearted, exchange and giving and welcoming. What this really means to me is the opportunity for students both in DePaul and James Cook University is to really explore outside of their normal environment and to really find out that there's more similarities out there than there are differences.
I feel like especially in the last couple of days I've made a lot of genuine friendships with the people here because they're so kind and so accepting, and I'm just having these ideas of working remotely with the kids that are here and them working on this and us working on something and just collaborating and putting it together, and I would love to see that happen. I guess what I'm leaving here with is a bit of hope, a bit of inspiration and a bit of excitement.
When we remain in our own house or in our own native place, we think that we know everything, the whole, whatever in the world we know. So that we may be living in a kind of false self-sufficiency perhaps. But when we are exposed to the world outside, we know there is another world. And there are many things which we do not know. There are people who live in a different way, different culture, different language. And once we come to know people, culture, education system outside our own native place, that will surely enlarge the range of our life and activity. We become more receptive to different ideas and people. It will make us more and more tolerant also. And eventually we will be able to appreciate our own things in a better way. And also we could accept whatever is good and useful from other people and cultures. And we could share what we have with the others. And through that process, I hope the whole world will become really a village. Only when there is mutual sharing, intimacy, that the real spirit of the village will be realized.
For the College of Art, Society and Education, I think it's becoming our signature statement, mobilising our students, the internationalisation of our students, internationalisation right through to internationalisation of our curriculum.